This week you win a Stat Track Orb Epheris with a €150 sticker craft. To enter like every week, like, comment and subscribe, and read to the posting on my Discord server, link below. Thanks! Making money with digital items. Sounds like a fantasy dream job, but for many people this is already a reality. I myself do this full time, together with YouTube, for over 2 years. And today I'm going to show you 5 ways how you can start making profit yourself. Be aware that if you are starting out, you probably will not make a full-time income. And you should start out small, as there are many risks and traps beginners can fall into. While you can use other external sites today, and these are in most cases more profitable, we're only going to focus on Steam today because it's the biggest market and the easiest to enter. As I am a professional CS2 skin trader, I will focus on these items, but all of these strategies work in some way with other items on the Steam community market too. So let's go! After this message of skinsmonkey.com. Skinsmonkey is an automated CSGO bot trading site. They offer a huge amount of skins to instantly trade to, 24/7 live chat support, and a 35% bonus on every cash deposit. With a referral code NEON, you can get a free up to $5 bonus on your first trade when exchanging items worth at least $100. So like you can see here, I've calculated a little bit and found this cool deal on Skinsmonkey. I also used my $5 bonus. I just selected these 5 items out of my inventory for these 2 gut knife safari meshes field testing. I even got some leftover balance on the side, which I can use for my next trade. The 2 gut knives were on trade logs, so I just saved them onto the side, but some days later I could just withdraw them to my Steam, and as you can see here, I've got a really good upgrade and with my bonus code also a really good deal. So check out Skinsmonkey right now. Link to the site with my bonus code is in the description. Before we start, it is very important to note that Steam value, so the price items have on the Steam community market, is not one by one comparable with real money. Yes, when you want to buy a game and you put in €50 on Steam, you pay €50, but when you buy Steam items on external marketplaces like Skinport, Dmarket and others, you pay around 35% less than for the same item on Steam. So €1 in Steam is worth around 66 cents in real money. This is mainly because Steam balance is not withdrawable to real money. You can only buy games, Steam hardware and marketplace items with that. That's why it's extra important that you, depending on which strategy you're going to use, compare the Steam value you trade with a cash marketplace, so you know how much really ends up in your wallet. For some games or items this can be hard because there's only the Steam market. In this case, you only have to care about the Steam value. These higher prices on Steam and all these price differences make it a bit more complicated. And you should be extra careful and write down everything you do in an Excel sheet so you can check how much you're really profiting or losing. But these price differences also give us a lot of potential. Also, due to its volume and age, it is not too easy to make a profit on the Steam market, as it is flooded with both human competition and bots sniping good deals. So something like hunting Kato 2014 CS2 sticker crafts from unknown people that just list them for market price is basically impossible, as these bots accounts will just be way faster than you. So let's look at 5 strategies, try them out and see how much we can profit. The first one, my favorite, skin sniping or item sniping. The amount of bots and buy orders on Steam makes this a bit more complicated than on other external marketplaces, but you can still find some good deals here. There are many strategies. You can snipe items, you can snipe special floats, special patterns, just low prices in general. You can snipe special items like meme floats. You can snipe low floats, trade them up and sell them there. There are many ways. An example in the background, I just spent a few minutes and found these 3 skins that were listed under buy order price. So I not only saved the like 1 to 5% that you save on these liquid skins with buy orders, I saved an additional, in this case 10%, because I just found them cheaper for buy orders, which is a little bit weird, because I thought buy orders execute automatically, but this is what happened. And yeah, and this is how I made a good deal. And sometimes people just list it for some reason for like 1 cent more than a buy order. They're not getting more, they're just waiting longer, I guess. but it's good for you because you're basically getting buy order price. But yeah, these won't make you rich. And with the 15% selling fee on Steam, you most likely won't make a profit. But it's definitely a good way to start out, and if you know point 4, even good way to profit. Let's continue with number 2. Buy orders. Especially on more unliquid items, these can be very profitable, and the ratio between Steam and cash prices can be very in your favor here. The problem here, the profit you can make correlates heavily with how often these items sell. So if you really want to make more than the Steam fee, you need to wait a long time, or just focus on lower value items, as you most likely get more percentages here. Because like most strategies, lower value items tend to give you a bigger profit when you calculate it with percentage. A good example here would be gold stickers, like old London, Boston or Krakow gold stickers. These really sell not often, but the buy orders are really attractive, and if you get one and you sell it on a cash market, this can be a really profitable deal. The problem is these only sell rare, and even if you get one, you have to sell it on a marketplace where they also sell rare. This can easily take a few months. A better example would be a guy that wanted to cash out his Steam balance. He had 20 buy orders on field tested red lines, and 5 of those were over market. 3 just with some stickers, so he got like €1 extra per AK, which is like 5%, but 2 of these had a 0.18 float. 0.18 red lines go for a lot of money, so he made like 20% there. So if you put in smart buy orders on items that have a high overpay with low floats, and you get lucky here, this can be very profitable. Number 3, using potential or short-term investing. Steam is full of bots, traders and companies that want to make money off these virtual items. You and me are most likely some of them. But still, Steam is a gaming platform, and most items there are bought and sold by gamers interested in the items, not the value behind them. So comparing this market to something like stocks, it is highly driven by the game and their players, which is why there is a lot more investing potential here that you don't have in other economies. You still need a bit of luck though, and the risks are still the same. For example, item prices have a yearly cycle, and this is mainly because CS2 and other games usually have higher player numbers in the winter, as people for some reason want to go outside in the summer. In these times, the demand for skins and therefore the prices are usually lower. Steam sales and other events there can also influence the price of these items, because many people sell their skins to just buy games there. Another really good example, especially at the moment, are CS2 or game updates. With the armory in the game more than ever, people need money for keys. So if there's a new case out and people can just buy these cases or the stars to get them, people just sell a lot of skins to open cases. Whenever a new update drops in the game, especially with new items, prices go like crazy for some time. In CS2, you can see liquid items drop by around 5 to 20% for a few days. You can be smart there and try to buy skins in this time span because they're really cheap, and resell them when everything is settled and the chaos is over. And of course, this is not risk-free. Prices have continued going down even after good updates, but the chance of Valve adding new items or cases is nearly 100%. The chance of the prices recovering after time is probably in your favor. So in most cases, you will make a profit here. Looking at the best example, the fucking trade protection they put in. Whole market dropped for like 1 week by 10%, and now it's just back up again. Easy. If you check the past 2 years, at least in CS2, there have been 11 huge market crashes or rallies. I counted everything over 10% here. Most directly correlating to an update by Valve. If you always have some balance ready for these times and you keep a cool head, you can buy and sell items there for really attractive prices. And there are many more scenarios like these. Inform yourself, make up your own thoughts, be careful and patient, and with a bit of luck, you have a very good chance of profiting. Number 4, Arbitrage. Arbitrage. Something like that. Wait, let me fucking Google. How do I spell that shit? Okay, Google pronounce it like fucking this.
Arbitrage.
Okay, arbitrage is the way of profiting by abusing price differences between markets. As Steam already has different values than cash markets, this can come in very handy. For this strategy, you will need to use at least one external market outside of Steam. Little disclaimer here before we start. This is a very advanced and risky method. Through the 7-day trade hold or the protection thing, you are basically forced to wait and hope that the prices stay about the same, so be aware of that. The idea is pretty easy. Deposit money to a marketplace of your choice. Let's take Skinport as an example. Buy items there that are very expensive on Steam in comparison, sell them on Steam after they are marketable. With the balance on Steam, you buy new items that are very expensive on cash markets, you sell them there and start over. Steam has a 10 plus 5% selling fee and most cash markets around 2 to 8%. But still after this, it is very possible to make a good profit. A good example here were armory skins, when they were popular because the majority of the skins was in the hands of normal gamers. And most of these gamers just sold them on Steam Market. So there were way more listenings on Steam than on all other markets. And with buy orders, you first, with the M4 Fate for example, you had a really good chance of getting a rare item that is worth more than market. And the Steam to cash ratio was really good at around 1.2. So Steam Market was 20% more than cash markets, which means that on average, buying these skins, you made 12% profit. So that's really good, not counting even the overpay you get for rare skins, or what you additionally make with buy orders, or if you compare some markets, even make more. So this was very profitable. The last thing, you might have guessed it, long-term investing. CS2 items and items from other games in the past have always gone up. There are many items that have a high demand, but only a very low or even no new supply. Of course, this does not guarantee that this will repeat, but the potential here is very high. Take old cases for example. All of these skyrocketed because nowadays there's basically no way you can get these. While they are instantly gone whenever some gambling dude that opens 200 of those, or looking at some streamers like 20,000, looking at the past, whatever you bought 5 years ago is now worth on average 250% of what it was. And with the popularity of CS only going up and digital items being more and more recognized as valid investments and trading goods, there is a good chance many items today will have the same return of investment over the next years. This requires a lot of patience though, but if you have that, there's a really good chance it will be worth it. Still, be aware it's still investing, so something can still go wrong. So even though some YouTubers want to sell you that no investment is 100% profit or even 100% safe. So yeah, these are my top 5, but there are many more strategies you can use to make a profit. You can even go through the market, compare a little bit, and maybe you just find your own one. And yeah, this sums up the video pretty good. Don't forget to join the giveaway, boys. I am Neon, and see you guys in the next one.